Hey guys, it's Stas here. I've got a little something special, unexpected. I've got my first ever beer mail sent in from one of my subscribers. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by wonderful, generous people who love sharing beer. So yeah, this was sent to me by Danny Mac. Thank you very much, Danny Mac. Yeah, I'm going to do a tasting. I've had the 13 and the 12 and a few of the Ola Dubh before, but this is going to be the first time I'm going to have the 30. Well, maybe we'll talk a little bit about the beer and I'll give you some of my tasting notes. Let's get on, shall we? All right, let's get this. Let's get this open. It's in the. It's just come out of the fridge, so I might leave it cool down for a moment. But hopefully it's not too shaken up from the mail. Not much of a hiss, but I wouldn't really expect that from a beer such as this. Get this paper out of the way. Okay, I've got the only appropriate glass that I think you can have a beer like this is a brandy balloon. So I'm going to pour a little bit in, see how we go. Yeah, very, very low carbonation there, but thick, black. You can see that it's very, very, very dark brown. It's not quite totally black, but it's definitely dark in colour. Just a bit of cloudiness as you swirl it around the glass. Let's go for a smell, hey? A smell. Oh, still a bit cold. I'm really getting that whiskey character coming out. Just a bit about the beer. I've got the tasting notes up here. It says it pours with a deep brown with burgundy flush and a head the colour of milled oatmeal. Well, there's no head here, but on the nose it has a gently finessed top notes with fresh heather, honey, and subtle toasted malts and vanilla, balancing hints of red fruits and a distant, beguiling smoke. So yeah, that's the whiskey character. It's still a bit cold to get all that vanilla. The vanilla's just starting to poke through a little bit. Goes on to say the flavour is an elegantly subtle developing wine notes from bitter chocolate and espresso beans into a sustained oak conclusion, extended oaky finish with pine resin, juniper, perfumed honey, and traces of peat. This is right up my alley. So, Dan, thank you again. Oh. I'm gonna go in for a taste. I can't resist anymore. Wow, you get straight away you're getting this really cloyy mouthfeel that's just, it's really velvety. The peat just like explodes onto the tongue. It's not really harsh or anything, but you really get it's like you can taste the whiskey barrels that it's been aged in. You just get that really opening out of the palate and that sort of alcohol taste across your tongue. And you get some of that bitter red wine notes at the back. Smokiness, yeah, and the peat. So nice. I'm going to let that warm up a bit, just so I can get the rest of the flavours that come out. How awesome. Okay, so now this has had a bit of a chance to warm up, and I've started to get a few more of the other elements that are coming in. This is like one of those beers where, you see people saying, "Oh, I don't like beer," I might like whiskey or stuff, but I don't like beer. Any of you guys that have had one of these Harveston beers before know that it's very, it's not a beer, it is a beer, but it's certainly not the sort of flavour profiles that you would normally associate with your lagers, even with your sort of your stouts or anything like that. It's really a character that's so much more detailed and deep, so much more to the flavour. It is much more like a really well crafted wine or a whiskey, which those of you guys and girls who are into beer, you know that a good beer is not just beer. It doesn't taste like beer. But yeah, you can really just sit back. This would be perfect in a smoky environment near the fire. It was lightly drizzling outside. Really, really nice. Yeah, carbonation is really low. I probably was expecting a little bit more carbonation, but I actually prefer, certainly with this sort of style, quite a low carbonation, because you don't want it to be gassy on your on the way down. You might get a little bit more of the aromatics as if it was carbonated, but there's plenty of rich flavors and smells coming out of this, even without the carbonation. So this beer, they said that it got the first 100 out of 100 in a competition. I think it was 2013. I was reading somewhere. Yeah, 8%. So yeah, it's certainly no slouch in terms of the alcohol department. You can sort of definitely taste that as it goes through. Yeah. I can't thank you enough, Danny Mac. So next time we see each other, I think I owe you something. Maybe you should. I should send you one of my bottles of little brew that I did, which is not a million miles from here. Bit different, but you might just see something turn up in your mailbox. Thanks again, buddy. If you have anything if anyone else would like to send me stuff, I'm very happy to accept the gifts. But if you want to see me do something, beer review, if you want to see me do some brewer videos, if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to leave a comment, ask a question, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for my SJ Pour video reviews. They're not arrived yet. I'm seeing New Zealand members showing all the beers that they received, but I haven't got one yet, and I'm desperate to get cracking into them and see what everyone's done. So yeah, until the next video, this is Stas signing out.